Gentlemen, since September 1, hundreds of hours for the opportunity for this. Hundreds of hours, okay? We've worked hard all year. We've come through some hard times together. We played 10 times tougher teams than this, and we prevailed. We prevailed. Because we're good. Okay, but one team here today is going to beat us, and that's this team. Okay, cover it up!
On our first practice we had, we were still high from our last championship, and I didn't know what to expect, but knowing that we still had a bunch of other players coming in that were also potential all-stars, I felt great. Like, yeah, we're gonna win another one. We're gonna kick some butt.
When I came to Texas and to go to school at UTA, it was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to adapt to. I mean, going through cancer and having, my leg amputated was nothing like having to adapt to here because it was such a culture shock.
Probably the first thing that's going through my head is how out of shape did I get over the break? That's the first thing. Second thing is I wonder if we're going to gel, if we're going to get along and play like a team.
Keeping an eye on complacency and stuff like that and hoping it doesn't settle in, but understanding that you just got a new bunch of guys to work with, and you hope you can get to that unique chemistry that seemed to be pretty consistent with UTA.
I think a lot of assumptions were made that, drive for 5, 5th was a given.
Basically, the chair is like our body, and naturally have to bump in order to get position, or etc. So it's quite physical, and people are surprised when we take falls and go down pretty hard. But I mean, it's all part of the game.
I tell people, if you haven't seen wheelchair basketball before, you haven't seen it. You haven't lived, It's not what you would think, number one. It's not a bunch of old men in those dinosaurs, those Everson Jennings chairs. It's a bunch of young guys in these lightweight aluminum chairs and just tearing each other up, going up and down the court, trying to knock each other out of the chair, and it's a blast. You have to see it.
I was born in Cambodia. I got something called polio. It's a virus that eats up parts of your muscles, and I had that when I was 2 years old. I don't know, for some reason she missed my shot appointment for polio, and I got struck with polio. There's a war going on in my country, and we escaped from there when I was 7 years old. It's a communist war. They were trying to take over, and we escaped from there to Thailand with some missionaries from Thailand. They took us from Cambodia to Thailand at a refugee camp. And I was there for 3 years, and then we got a sponsorship from America. A church lady sponsored us to come over here, and then I came over here.
I think people that are heroes to me are people that that overcome obstacles, like life obstacles, like poverty and things like that. I mean, if you've been pampered your whole life and everything, you don't tend to push yourself as much. And these people know that everything's on the line for them. It's a life choice. It's not just something for fun. And I think that's why, a lot of your top pro athletes and stuff were, poor, had big obstacles in life that they had to overcome, and that they did overcome them, and therefore they had no limits for themselves. wild and crazy. You know, I mean, he was my roommate. He's still learning to dedicate himself to the game, I think. And once he decides that that's what he wants to do, he's going to be a great player.
This basketball team is just a basketball team, not necessarily a wheelchair basketball team. I mean, that's a little twist on things, but, you know, we're people just like anybody else. And, you know, I mean, sure, we play on four wheels and makes an awful lot of noise when we run into each other on the floor, but, you know, foul's still a foul, a basket's still a basket. And, you know, I just want everybody to treat us like they would any other, you know, basketball player. So I think that's what I want, is people to get more of a sense of how we are, just people.
Zippy, virtually the smartest one on the team. He's someone I would go to for advice on any matter, because he strikes me like that kind of person. He would take your problem seriously and would give you good advice.
The better Hob gets, the better our team gets, because he runs our team, basically. He's the point guard. He decides what goes on the floor.
I was statistician, and I was also the voice of the Movin Mavs. Important things that the coach wants to know. If he wants to know someone's shooting percentage, you know, for the half, he wants me to keep up with our team defense compared to Illinois' team defense for a half. You know, I would do that. And Hank was the Mr. Fix-It and the assistant coach, along with Rocky. Rocky's was more of the trainer.
We have alcohol prep pads to clean up the scrapes, gauze pads to stop the bleeding, different size band-aids, butterflies in case they get an elbow to the eye, aspirins. We have second skin in case they get like a quick tire burn. So instead of making a big old bandage, you just use a second skin and it closes it up, covers it. And then we have ice packs, self-adhering tape so you can quickly wrap it up. Then we have tire levers, change tires and tubes, a set of Allen wrenches to adjust stuff on the chairs, scissors to cut tape, spoke wrench, and a ball needle. That's about it.
I had cancer when I was a freshman in high school, and I had a tumor in my leg, and they deemed that it was better to amputate than to try to save it because it was pretty infected. So, and I had to go through chemotherapy and, you know, the whole thing for a year and a half, so that was pretty trying.
Well, when I was about 5 years old, I got a really rare form of meningitis, and through a really complicated series of events, I was in the hospital for probably 2 months, and then gangrene set in my feet and started to spread. So the doctors decided they had to go in and amputate before it spread to anything important.
Yeah, I play basketball and I have a scholarship, and there's a Final Four. Those things just aren't daily conversational topics. I think once people see us play and just watch us play, they'd have a whole different perspective on it.
I'm an ex-Marine. I grew up working. My dad owned a gas station. I grew up there since I was 12. You know, I've done all kinds of jobs. I've been a janitor. I've done everything. But when you're going in every day and you're doing your job, and then at the end of the week you're getting that paycheck, when you look at the paycheck, you feel like you've done something, you know? The program has given me self-esteem, you know, but the bottom line is the job. You know, I'll be able to go back out into the workforce and be productive, and you know, at the end of the week get that paycheck and go, hey, this is cool, I like this. So that's what the program's done for me.
Oh, I was a senior in high school when Jim Hayes called me and offered me a scholarship to come to UTA to play basketball.
Jim found me a chair that I could push in a little better, something a little more stylish. We went to Washington that year, met the president, won the third in a row of our 4 national championships that year. And so got to really experience a lot of things that, as I said, I just never would have otherwise. Probably because UTA has such a nice tradition of people in chairs being here, it being so accessible, and you're used to seeing someone riding around in a chair here.
You know, a lot of kids, handicapped athletes have a lot of talent, but they don't get the opportunity that Jim Hayes gave me and the others.
Being here on a full scholarship, I'm here on a wheelchair sports scholarship. I'm allowed to play basketball, plus the schooling. I get free tuition, free apartment, free books. We get $1,000 a semester for food, which is a big help. But the main thing, how this program helps me, is it's going to retrain me, it's going to give me a degree, and it's going to enable me to get a job out in the workforce. It's going to allow me to be productive again and to contribute, which is something that's real important when you're sitting in a chair.
It has made a big difference, and we're so unique nationwide. I hope the student body and the faculty will get behind these guys, because they're representative of what we want all of our kids at UTA to be, the very best at what they do. And these guys are the very best at what they do. UTA allowed that to happen.
We brought in several new players, Donnie Keller, Rob Jones, Paul Luna, and especially Donnie and Rob. Rob had played for several years at Casa Colina. Donnie was another big man, very athletic, very strong, very fast in his chair. And Rusty had a year under his belt, Rusty Belknap. So it just seemed like we were getting stronger and faster. And we lost some height, but we were faster and stronger. And there was no way that anybody could beat us.
What do you need?
Got flat.
On your chair? Equipment! Equipment! Let's give him a wheel. Get him a wheel. He's got a flat tire. No, let's take him off of mine. Swap mine. Lean it up. Pull his off. I'd say we're right on track. We're a better team than we were last year. This time last year, we couldn't play nearly this good a ball in September, so I think we're a much better team.
I was driving my car, and I was out late at night after work, and me and a friend, we were out going just to hang around, teenagers, and just hanging around, and went by a friend's house, and we didn't actually stop because the lights were out. We didn't want to bother anybody. So we pulled up to the stop sign, and like a little truckload of 4 guys pulled up next to us, and they asked us if we were with a gang, or what's our gang name, or anything, or something like that. And they were on my side, and I just said, "Oh, sorry, we're not with a gang or anything. We never were. We never were with a gang or anything. We don't, like they would say, we don't claim any particular name or anything like that. We're just out to visit a friend now." And they kept asking me, like, "Well, what gang are you from? What gang are you from?" And I said, at that point, they weren't listening to us, and they had been drinking because they all had their beer bottles and stuff. And so at that point, I just tried to do the best I could, and I just floored the car and started taking off. And at that time, I looked back to see what was going on with them. And I saw one of the guys in the passenger seat jump out, and I saw him, and I saw he had a gun, and he was holding his. This is how I saw it. He was holding his beer in one hand and his gun in the other. And at that point, I knew he was going to shoot. So I figured I better duck or something. At that point, I leaned towards the passenger seat, and he shot, and my window was down, and it went through the window, and it hit me straight in the back. So, and that's where the bullet's lodged now, in my spinal column. So, from there on, 2 seconds later, my legs went numb, and I couldn't feel them anymore. That's it. Yeah. At that point, my friend said, "Well, at that point, I told my friend, well, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs." And he said, "All right." So I threw the car in park, and he ran around. I slid over. He jumped in the driver's side and drove us to his place, and from there they called the ambulance and the police, and my parents lived right up the street, so they called them, and from there on, that was it. I went to the hospital and went to rehab, and here I am. What is it, like 6 years later?
Where is the place?
Hey, Joe.
South Cooper?
Right here?
It's between Randall Mill and I-30.
Okay.
All right, boys and girls, we're really glad that all of you have come down. I need your help. We are glad that you have come down to observe the Movin Mavs. They have been brought to you today by Detective Wagner from the UTA Police Department, and we would like to welcome all of you here at Webb. We're really excited that you've come to demonstrate for us what can be done.
Folks, it's good to be here today. We thank you for inviting us to come out. You're in for a real treat, because what you're going to see here in a few moments is the best college basketball team in the United States, your UTA Movin Mavs. I became disabled on my 18th birthday. It's about 27 and a half years ago, I guess, on this lake. After work on Friday afternoon, it was kind of one of those little impromptu swimming parties. And my brother and I were always pretty competitive, joshing each other, and we had talked on the way out here that how fast he could swim across this little cove, and that, you know, as fast as he was still not as fast as Big Brother was. So, you know, there's some friendly competition going on. And so when I stopped the car, he was already out of the car in the water swimming across the cove, and they used to park personal barges around the banks, you know, people who owned houses near the lake. And I reasoned that if I could, at full speed, kick off a 4-foot rail off this barge, I can make up a lot of ground on Little Brother, and he would still be Little Brother, you know, in terms of our competition between each other. And my foot slipped. I went down in about full momentum in about 2 feet of water, and hit the bottom with my head and broke my neck. And I don't know how, but he instinctively knew I was in trouble and pulled me out. I was face down. I couldn't turn over, and I was already taking water in. So, you know, if he hadn't have pulled me out, it would have been, well, I'd have died that day. We're currently seeded number 1 in the national tournament coming up, and we hope on March the 7th we can say that we'll be national champs 5 straight years.
They ask a lot of, you know, good questions. I mean, sometimes they're just curious. They ask stuff like, you know, how do you get dressed? You know, it's funny because after we do all this, you know, we play, we fall, we get up, all the, you know, athletic stuff that we do, you know, they ask stuff like that. How do you get in bed? You know, and it's just, you know, it's better for them to ask questions than just assume that we can't do anything.
The way you win this game, and the only way you win this game, is run. Transition game's got to be quick. We can't overpass, okay? But the thing that you've got going for you is your youth and your speed. We'll get you some rest. We got people to help, so give me everything you got on the speed. Guys, we ready? Yep. We don't lose in the hall. We don't lose in the hall. We win national titles here.
Today
today we found it. We found our rhythm right back. We were right back in it.
A 4-peat. That's something I've always wanted to do.
One, two, three, Mavs. 1, 2, 3, Mavs! Let's go. Yeah, Stumpy.
Nice.
You all right, Donnie? Come on, get up, shake it off. Come on, Shay. Come on, son, wake up. Hey, hey, knock it off. Pop, come here. You know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get inside your head and take you out of the game, okay? All right, you got 2 shots. Make them count, okay? Make them count. 2 shots, and then let me sit you down for a little bit, okay? I'm gonna cool you off. When he sits down, you point the ball. Got it? Get out. Go, stop!
I got the little. Take it. Come on, Caesar, hold on to it. 12 seconds.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember losing to them in Texas Hall. And we know we can play with those guys. You know, we've been playing them for years, and, you know, it's a pretty even battle, but, you know, when we're playing good basketball, we can beat them most of the time. And we were playing good basketball, and we thought we didn't need to play as good as we, you know, as good as we had, and we ended up losing. It sucked.
When people see us falling, tumbling, you know, shooting threes, making sweet passes, they're like, hey, you know, they can play. You know, they're not this handicapped, you know, retarded persons that we always thought that can't do anything for themselves. You know, look at them. You know, they fall, they get up on the chairs on their own.
For UTA's Movin Mavs, number 12, Rusty Belknap, number 30, Che Mack, number 25, Javier Gonzalez, number 1, Donnie Keller, number 32, Rob Jones, and the alternate is number 2, Paul Luna.
I was so mad after we got done with that. That's usually our time to just kind of have fun and whatever. And Paul kind of took over. Seemed like every time somebody would get open, there goes Paul driving the lane. And I mean, I understand. I was mad at the time, but you know, I understand. He didn't get to play hardly at all last year, and he got to play in front of like 6,000 or 8,000 people, and he just kind of, he snapped. He lost it.
I wish we could do that a lot more often, so people could just see what the sport's all about and maybe, you know, help the sport grow a little bit.
We were all trying to keep each other fired up. We knew we had to keep our intensity level because of what had happened the last time we played them. So, you know, we felt it was really important that, you know, that we kept our intensity up. Even if we got way ahead, we knew we had to just keep fighting and keep playing our kind of basketball. And we knew if we did that, you know, that we'd be pretty tough to beat.
The second time we played Baylor, we were all fired up. We were ready. We're not going to let that happen again. So we went out there fired up, and we played our offense and we played our defense, and that got us on top. Coming to start the second half, we had better chemistry and we were more fired up for the second half than we were during the first game, and we were able to hold them off.
Shake your hands, Doug. Yeah, much better.
Last week, we lost the game. We lost our intensity, and we started getting down on ourselves. But this week, we stayed up and we stayed focused. And, we just came out and we did what we had to do.
We had a lot more chemistry this time, and we clicked as a team today. I mean, it was awesome. It felt good. It felt really good.
Good chemistry, I think. And we had our head up, and when we got down, we didn't just go down. We brought it back up. So I think that helped a lot.
I think the main difference was that we really played as a team. We really stressed that through the weeks after that game. I think we have some things to work on after tonight, but I think you saw for the first time us playing as a team.
1, 2, 3, hey! All right, get out of here. Good job, Hop.
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's really great. I'm going to go out and watch my first game next Friday. I've seen it on television. I think it's amazing that these guys can go out there and play just as good as the guys, that I watch on a regular basis. I was asking the coach, I said I didn't mean to sound ignorant, but I didn't know how high the goals were or anything. Because, on TV, it doesn't look like it's that high.
Right.
What are you, what position?
Point guard.
Can you shoot three-pointers?
Yeah.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Until this morning, I did not know that they were all standard dimensions, the 10-foot goals and everything else. That really amazes me, the 3-foot line and everything else.
This is me. I live Dorf on golf. I am Dorf on everything.
Got kind of a long trunk, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But kind of in there somewhere. Here, I'll put it back.
Thank you, sir.
When I went to the hospital, they said, well, they decided not to operate because of extensive nerve damage or something else happening by trying to pull out a bullet. And 4 days after the shooting, I was admitted into a rehab, yeah, because really there was nothing else the hospital could do for me except for give me more painkillers and stuff like that. So that was the best thing to get me back moving around as soon as possible because there was no reason for me to be in a hospital. Yeah. So from there on, they decided, well, the best thing is to go to a rehab and get your life going again with learning how to maneuver in a chair, in a wheelchair. And so from there, my parents, they picked out a Casa Colina rehab in Pomona, which was one of the top rehabs in the nation. As soon as I got to the rehab, like a couple days later, they sat me up and got me moving around in a wheelchair and started doing my therapy and playing sports, which was part of my therapy. And from there on, I haven't stopped playing sports. I still keep in contact with Casa Colina also and try and help them out as much as possible with anything I can help them with. I mean, going back there and talking to other or new patients and stuff like that. So that's what helped me a lot to not only just talk to somebody that's been in a wheelchair, but also to hang around with somebody that's been in a wheelchair and just get the basics from them and figure out what's the best way to do this and that. That's what Casa Colina did, is they introduced me to a lot of people that in the area that are in wheelchairs, and that helped me out a lot, especially through sports. Sports is a great way to get out in the mainstream again.
Would have been a nice Friday today. Nice wheelchair. Do pretty good. Yeah.
Here's left, dude.
Wrong one.
Be over there.
Planetarium.
Planetarium, let's go. We got
Reverse.
Go.
Go for it.
Yeah, Javier Gonzalez is in the wrong directions.
No, I don't think so.
One of the things we've always had a problem doing is getting crowds to our games. Once they see a game, they're return offenders, if you will. They'll be back for every one of them because they're very excited.
The squad we have this year, we're younger than last year, but we play more like a team. It's really exciting going for number 5, though. It's something that no college has ever done yet. So, you know, we'll see when we get there.
You are the best intercollegiate wheelchair basketball team in the nation. Work 2.5 hours a day since September for the chance to prove that. The chance is 72 hours away. I think if we do everything that we're supposed to do between our ears, between now and Monday, I think you guys will more than prove you're the best intercollegiate team in the United States.
I'm definitely proud to be here, and I'm not odd. I just like to carry it on and show that the new freshman class that's in here can, you know, accomplish what the other guys did before.
I'm going to get ready here in a minute to work on the chairs. If you want to continue shooting, working on your shot, that's fine. I don't want you scrimmaging today. I don't want you 2-on-2, anything like that. I want you hungry.
To some, winning the 5th isn't the big deal. It's winning their 1st. You know, that means a lot. I'll be going for my 2nd, and you know, that means a lot more to me than the 5th for the school, I have to admit.
Is there any doubt in your mind, that if you play together, that you should come out winning this national championship? It doesn't mean take them lightly. You know Hendrick's a good coach. You know they're disciplined. You know what they can do when they get red hot. The difference between a participant and a champion is a participant will let them get hot and not do anything about it. The champion will stay right with them and change what they do.
Are you concerned at all about,
Shay's got his ring.
we're all, I guess, assuming that it's going to come down to you in Illinois. Are you concerned at all about who you're guarding in Illinois? Or?
No, not at all. Like I said, I think we're just so much more athletic, you know, faster.
Can you be as low to the ground as you want?
No, just no concerns.
Okay.
Your number 1 seed throughout, so theoretically you should be white. And we'll see about the balls when we get up there.
Now it's coming down to who has more of a unity, you know, who plays more like a team. So I don't know, the way we've been playing lately, we've been playing like a real team, so I think we've got a good shot.
Spin it.
Mark, you ready for this?
All ready. And most of the time we get there at midnight, and then we're playing the next morning right away at 8 or 9. So this will be good. We went to Illinois, it was that way, and it was raining and stuff. So bring your rain gear. It might be snowing and stuff out there. You want me to carry it, or you gonna carry it?
No, I'm gonna go fix it.
Are you sure? You're not gonna leave it. You can't change it. You can't change it now. Watch that above me. Watch that above me.
No, they're not in here.
Yeah, so
I think they're ready.
Yeah.
I think they're ready.
Find
that then.
Terminal 2W, gate 14.
Yeah, these are correct. Don't you hate when you get stuck? No guns.
Is it fold up or is it not? It's where they're having it.
It's gonna roll up.
Okay, I'll win you back.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, I love your hair.
Oh, thank you. Okay, it's gonna get narrow now. Okay. Oh, you idiot.
I'm not really that short. The seats are really tall.
You know what? I'm gonna be sitting by table, but
They're gonna like you.
I know. Can you make it over there?
They're gonna touch your nose.
Can I feel your stump?
Please.
Whoa. Did you get me? Go.
Come on there, we'll see how we got the chair set up, and then she can tell us who to get off first. Who should we bring out first? Okay. That would be a whole heck of a lot easier.
Okay. Seatbelt.
Hey, Chippy's here. Go ahead, this one way. Outside, yeah.
Private practice.
Okay, what I'm going to do is place you in positions and ask them questions right now, okay? What I don't want to do is get Stumpy sweaty tonight, okay? That's why I'm trying to just not do a lot of running with him, all right? Shot clock's going down. And when you see this kind of spread, when you see all of the guards out of the key, guess who makes their move? I just want a good, safe defense to make Illinois do something they're not used to without a lot of fouls. That box and one will do it, I think. I think it will. I tell you what, Wisconsin looks awful confident.
You do that well.
Do it, take it.
Chug it, chug it. You got it.
And people just don't, they don't realize that these guys have become so independent. And they don't, they just can't picture in their mind, you know, someone in a wheelchair that independent and that sure of themselves that, you know, they're set and, you know, whatever they do.
Kaylee, stop that ball.
After our first game against SIU, we blew them out. I mean, there was no, it wasn't really a competition for us because we were playing really well.
They knew they were going to win the game 20, 30 points. So, you know, let's save the effort for tomorrow.
Usually the bench doesn't play a lot. And in games against SIU, it's really hard to gauge how you're playing.
Time out wide. What are you going to do? Hang on to it till you hatch the thing? The ball. Don't rid of the ball before you cause the turnover.
I just got the ball and I got slammed down.
Who are you in for? Where was he playing? It sure wasn't this side, was it? It's that side. Get over there. Shea's got this side. What you have to do is find the open guard, whoever one of the 3 open guards are, and just work, you know, call the crisscrosses and the switches if you have to, but otherwise take them one-on-one. You're going to be all right.
Got it, Danny.
You're going to be all right. Shake their hands, guys. Good job, refs. Good job, Kim. Good job.
If you get to know Jim, I think you'd realize that he's a warrior.
Donnie's going to be a superstar. He's going to be that guy on the cover of Sports and Spokes one of these days that all the young college kids looked up to and hope they get a chance to play with or against.
I think I'm just an example of when someone really wants to do something and really puts their mind to it, that you can do anything you want, and you can accomplish anything that any person that's not disabled can.
Before a game, I usually think about certain plays, like running one pick and roll over and over and over and over in my mind. I visualize certain things about the game.
You're on and Rusty's on. It's going to be a hell of a game. Come on, baby. Do it. Let's go. We got all the jewelry on. We're going to play UTA ball here. We own this league. We own this league because we're the best. We work harder for it than anyone else. We got the best athletes. It's the best program. God love Illinois. God love Illinois. We've worked hard all year. We've come through some hard times together. We played 10 times tougher teams than this, and we prevailed. We prevailed. Because we're good. Okay, but one team here today is going to beat us, and that's this team.
Hey, don't let me down in case of the press.
We got a 5-peat on the arm.
Let's go,
Here
baby.
we go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go,
Let's go.
This one's for Shay. This one's for Shay Lee. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Go, baby. Go. Byron. Oh, yeah. No way! No way! Get the top off. Top off. Look at their shooting percentage. If you think ours is bad, look at theirs. All right? We're playing good D. That's what you got to believe in. Want to be Shaylee. Want to keep us in there, baby.
We held them to 4 points in the last 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes. We're shutting them down. We can do the
2 and
ball.
2. Have a little confidence there. Let's get the balls out and get out, and let's find that bucket, guys. Let's find that bucket. Oh, get him off of him, ref! star. Come on, ref. Yeah! Good bucket, tied the game. Now let's start playing some ball. Knight has 4, Lookalike has 3. Knight has 4, sir. Lookalike has 3. All right, that's why we're calling isolation over there to see if we could use that other one. Eye contact when you make your move, so we know when you're going to do it. We don't want to be swinging the ball while you're moving and not get it to you. To the hole. Yeah. Defense now. Four minutes left. Down by 2. It's our ball. We're going to score this time. We're going to tie it up. All right, stay in the zone, but play it smart and talk. You got to talk on these. Got to talk.
Come on, Michael!
You got one foul to give. They got you worked back in the zone now. Get down there and set up your defense so you don't give them the real short shot. Move it out. Move it out. Get out of the huddle before they do, okay? They got 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Go. Stay covered up.
It was really a strange day. It was a strange play. Everything about that day was just not right.
Yeah, at the same time, everybody felt like something would pull them out, something. And had Knight not hit that shot, maybe in overtime we could have pulled it out.
I know it, I already got it. Hey, baby.
I wasn't worried about it. I knew we could play defense for, 7 seconds and then take it into overtime, and then, we'd snap out of it.
I tried to jump out on Prescott because he had the ball. I tried fouling on, so that way they'd have to take it out again. They didn't call the foul. He passed it to Rob Knight, and I had fallen on the floor, and I looked back, and I just see the ball going through the net. And that was it. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it.
It's just like when we lost to Baylor for the first time. The first game. We just need to come back next year and be hungry.
I was just thinking it was going to be an air ball. We're going to go to overtime. And in overtime, we're going to get together and win the game.
I remember where I grew up in Washington. I lived right next door to a really nice couple, and it turns out that their son played on a wheelchair basketball team. So he got together with Jim and found out when they were going to play and took me to one of their games. And I was just amazed at what these guys could do. I was in a hospital chair, and I thought I was just cool as heck because I took my footrests off and took my armrests off, so my chair was really sleek looking. And then I went and saw this, and it was just unreal. I couldn't believe what it was they were doing in the chairs. I had no idea that, you know, some of the things that they were doing could be done. So it was really kind of eye-opening for me.